Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Sharon Case expects to lose her job any day now. The Young and the Restless spoilers show that Sharon Case is a firm fan favorite for her portrayal of Sharon Newman. She has starred for decades on the CBS Sudza The Young and the Restless, the #1 rated daytime drama. Sharon has reached a milestone accomplishment but still has nagging fears about her tenure. Let's take a look at what Sharon Case is going through at the moment. Sharon Case celebrates milestone. Sharon Case debuted on Y&R in 1994 and September 14th marks the 30th anniversary of her first appearance on screen. She was the third actress in the role and clearly has nailed down the job for life. Parenthood star Monica Potter debuted in the role originally, followed by Heidi Mark. When Case came on board, the story, and since then she and Nick Newman have had all sorts of adventures. Sharon Case expects to lose her job any day now. For fans of The Young and the Restless, Sharon Case is not just another actor on a daytime soap opera, she has become a living institution within Genoa City, a fixture as beloved as the Newman Ranch itself. When Sharon Case first stepped into the role of Sharon Newman on September 14, 1994, very few could have predicted that her portrayal would still resonate 30 years later, carrying the same mix of vulnerability, strength, and quiet dignity that has allowed the character to weather betrayals, marriages, illnesses, and psychological breakdowns while still standing tall. And yet, despite celebrating a 3-decade milestone this month, Sharon has candidly admitted in recent interviews that she still fears losing her job at any moment, even after everything she has contributed to the show. That revelation is both heartbreaking and revealing, a reminder of the fragile line actors walk in the world of daytime television, where fan loyalty is fierce but network decisions can be sudden, brutal, and business-minded. This paradox between her longevity and her insecurity makes Sharon's current position in Genoa City all the more poignant. On one hand, Sharon Case is thriving. Her recent performance in a gripping storyline where Sharon Newman believed she murdered Heather Stevens, only to later learn she had been framed, was one of the most layered, nuanced performances in all of daytime. She was even nominated for a Daytime Emmy for Lead Actress for her work in 2025, putting her back in the spotlight alongside powerful co-stars Michelle Stafford, Melissa Claire Egan, and Eileen Davidson. That recognition alone should reassure her that she remains a vital part of the Y&R machine. On the other hand, the actress herself acknowledges that the anxiety that lurks behind the scenes cannot be completely subdued by accolades or the affection of fans. Actors think that they're getting cut every single day, she confessed to Soaps.com, no matter what happens. Like when a nail is broken, you think, that's it, I'm getting fired. Sharon Case is young and restless. One of her most significant plots rolled out this year, when she thought she murdered Heather. She did not. But along the way Sharon hallucinated about the murder and was in a bad way. Luckily the truth came out, Sharon was framed. Sharon Case won a statue for supporting actress in 1999 and was nominated for a Lead Actress Award at the 2025 Daytime Emmys for her outstanding work. The 2025 Daytime Emmys air on CBS on Friday, October 17th. On that date Case will be competing with her co-stars Eileen Davidson, Melissa Claire Egan and Michelle Stafford. Laura Rye and Nancy Lee Gron, stars of General Hospital, round out the category. Sharon Case fears firing. After 30 years at the #1 soap, Case is at the top of her game. The fans love her and she frequently appears in front-burner plots. Yet, despite her successful tenure, Case still has anxiety about her future. She told Soaps.com actors think that every single day, no matter what happens. Like, somebody breaks a nail, and you think, that's it, I'm getting fired. Helping Sharon navigate the doubt is her own special philosophy that keeps her going. She said my viewpoint was to just do my best at all times, then no matter what happens, you don't have any regrets. You cannot possess any. Sharon Case's career in soap prior to joining Y&R, Case appeared on General Hospital and As the World Turns. I've really grown as an actress, she noted, from playing Sharon for so long and playing so many different sides to her. I couldn't say I always felt this way throughout the years, but I do now feel like I could play anything. That would never have occurred to me before. Be sure to stay tuned to The Young and the Restless to see what's in store for Sharon Newman. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with The Young and the Restless right now. Come back here often for the hottest Y&R updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. Noah, Sharon and Nick in danger, Kane's good deed, Daniel and Mariah betrayal. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 3 weeks, September 15th to October 3rd, reveal that Kane Ashby wants something from Billy Abbott, and the Newman fam find themselves in danger. Noah Newman, Sharon Newman, and Nick Newman. The week of September 15th to 19th. During the week of September 15th to 19th, Victor Newman attacks a number of foes, demonstrating his ability to multitask. The plan is for Victor to get his hands on Kane's AI software and use it to ruin Billy at Abbott Communications, then Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, at Jabbo. However, Victor knows that Kane is back on track with his agenda and has hired Michael Baldwin as his fixer. Victor and Michael have an agreement to work together against Kane, but they need to be wary of Phyllis Summers' presence. Meanwhile, Jack warns Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, about the impending chaos. He also speaks to Victoria Newman, but in the end she could be powerless to stopping Victor. Elsewhere, Kane and Billy lie to each other about the AI deal. Billy plans on using the mere threat of the AI software to destroy Newman Enterprises. But Kane secretly remains in control of the software and takes things one step further. Kane also needs a favor from Billy. Kane's giant ask. Teddy Bear Kane wants Billy to make things right with his broken-hearted mom, Jill Abbott. And he may also ooze enough charm to pull Lily to him. Elsewhere, Mariah Copeland and Daniel Romalotti talk about Tessa Porter behind her back. Secrets come to light. And then there is Lauren Fenmore Baldwin's wedding-related meeting with Christine Blair, who has requested 3 bridal gowns to try on. We can tell you that getting married in a small window of time becomes challenging for Christine and Danny Romalotti. Between now and the week of September 22nd to 26th, Danny and Christine may decide to hold off until November to get married. Trouble in Weddingland. It's a given that Phyllis will try to sabotage the ceremony, and this gives her even more time to come up with an epic plan. Meanwhile, Phyllis watches Michael closely, so he must be super stealthy to avoid being seen with Victor. Meanwhile, Claire Newman gets closer to Holden Novak, which bothers the heck out of Kyle Abbott. Holden and Claire have legit grown closer during Kyle's absence. Fans will see Holden invite Claire to something special, and if Kyle so much as spies an innocent kiss or hug, he will go berserk. Victoria also has concerns about Holden's interest in Claire. The week of September 29th to October 3rd could mark Sharon and Nick's upcoming adventure storyline. Nick and Sharon intend to surprise their son Noah when he meets with a project developer in October about opening a new club in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, things don't work out the way they anticipated. A big mystery is brewing up in the background, and this greatly affects the Newmans. Eventually, Sharon and Nick are fearful about what Noah has gotten himself involved in. This plot includes 3 new cast additions: Sienna Bacall, Roger Howarth's character, and Detective Burrow. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that the next 3 weeks bring scares, switches, and chaotic proposals, so stay tuned for updates on all the spicy news to come. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the Young and the Restless right now. Come back here often for the hottest Y&R updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. This kind of insecurity isn't just about Sharon case, it speaks to the larger culture of daytime television. Soap operas have been on a long, precarious journey for decades. Soaps ruled the airwaves in the 1980s and 1990s, with multiple daytime dramas attracting millions of viewers each day. Today, only 4 remain on network television, and The Young and the Restless, CBS's crown jewel, is constantly balancing tradition with reinvention to keep fans invested. Even for a veteran like Sharon case, there is always the chance that the writers might change their minds, that the executives might cut back on budgets, or that new characters might be given priority, leaving beloved veterans out of the picture. It's an unnerving environment, one that requires actors to constantly prove their worth while simultaneously trusting that their legacy will protect them. Still, Sharon Case has developed a way of thinking about how to deal with doubt, work hard and let the chips fall where they may. My viewpoint was to just do my best at all times, then no matter what happens, you don't have any regrets, she said. It's a healthy perspective, and clearly one that has served her well, because Sharon Newman has never been more vital to Genoa City than she is today. Sharon Case's legacy and evolution on Y&R. Looking back, Sharon's journey is almost mythical. Sharon's story, which began in the middle of the 1990s as a small-town girl who fell for bad boy Nicholas Newman, became central to the show's fabric. She was written as the wide-eyed counterpart to the privileged, wealthy Newmans, and the audience embraced her earnestness. Sharon, on the other hand, evolved into something far more complex over the course of decades. She became a mother, a businesswoman, a survivor of mental health crises, and a woman whose moral compass sometimes faltered. Case's ability to portray both fragility and ferocity has allowed Sharon Newman to weather wild twists, marrying Nick, divorcing Nick, losing her daughter Cassie, finding herself in the arms of Adam, clashing with Phyllis, reconciling with Victor, and struggling through bipolar disorder. Few characters in soap history have gone through as much emotional turmoil and yet retained a sense of realism as Sharon. The actress herself notes how much she has grown in the role. "I've really grown as an actress," she admitted, "from playing Sharon for so long and playing so many different sides to her. I couldn't say I always felt this way throughout the years, but I do now feel like I could play anything." That confidence is hard-earned, born from years of carrying storylines that could easily have descended into cliché in the hands of a lesser performer. The Emmy nomination and Sharon's plan for 2025, this year's Emmy-worthy storyline, was a masterclass in soap suspense. Sharon's belief that she had killed Heather pushed the character into dark psychological territory. She was hallucinating, unraveling, and seemingly one step away from self-destruction, until the truth finally came out that she had been set up. What made the plot work wasn't just the dramatic beats but Sharon Case's raw, heartbreaking portrayal of guilt and paranoia. The authenticity particularly struck viewers who have followed Sharon's battles with her mental health over the years. It was a storyline that tied together her long history while also propelling her into new front-burner action. It seemed fitting that she was nominated for a Daytime Emmy. After all, this wasn't just another year in Sharon's career, it was a culmination of decades of work, a reminder of why she has survived and thrived in an industry that has seen countless actors come and go. However, Sharon also admitted in this moment of triumph that she still worries about being let go. This irony is not lost on Sharon's fans, who argue that The Young and the Restless would not even feel like it would without Sharon. Sharon, Nick, and Noah's upcoming danger. If Sharon Case has insecurities, at least the writers don't seem to share them. Spoilers for September through early October tease a front-burner Newman family storyline that places Sharon squarely in the center once again. Together with Nick and their son Noah, Sharon will find herself embroiled in a dangerous mystery that spirals out of control. The plot begins innocently enough. Noah is set to meet with a developer in Los Angeles about opening a new nightclub. Nick and Sharon decide to surprise their son, a sweet parental gesture that quickly takes a sinister turn. Something goes terribly wrong with Noah's venture, and Sharon and Nick find themselves dragged into a murky web of danger. The storyline reportedly introduces 3 new characters: Sienna Bacall, a glamorous but scheming businesswoman played by Tamara Braun, a mysterious new player portrayed by Roger Howarth, and Detective Burrow, a cop with secrets of his own, played by Matt Cohen. These additions promise to inject fresh energy while entangling Sharon and Nick in a mystery that could reshape the Newman family's future. The idea of Sharon and Nick working together again thrills longtime Chic fans, who never stopped hoping for reunions between the former soulmates. One of the show's pillars is their enduring bond as parents and confidants, despite the fact that the two have split up romantically numerous times. Now, facing a threat involving Noah, their united front will be tested in new ways, blending family loyalty with high-stakes suspense. Kane's good deed and the expanding web. At the same time, Kane Ashby is making moves of his own. Spoilers indicate that Kane has retained control of his AI software, even while Victor Newman and Billy Abbott each attempt to manipulate him. Kane, once written off as a scoundrel, is now being positioned as a surprising wildcard. In fact, spoilers hint that Kane's charm and sincerity may push him to try something unexpected, persuading Billy to make amends with his mother, Jill Abbott, and possibly even wooing Lily back into his orbit. The good deed that Kane performed might spread throughout Genoa City. If Kane truly helps mend fences between Jill and Billy, it could alter Abbott family dynamics. But Kane's entanglement with AI technology also ensures that Victor Newman remains fixated on him as both an ally and a threat. For Sharon and Nick, already reeling from their Noah-related mystery, Kane's actions could intersect with their own story in dangerous ways. Betrayal in the ranks, Daniel and Mariah. Another subplot brewing during this period involves betrayal within the younger generation. Spoilers tease that Daniel and Mariah share private conversations about Tessa, conversations that could come across as disloyal if exposed. Mariah's relationship with Tessa has long been one of Y&R's more progressive, heartfelt romances, but fans know that secrets and soap operas never stay hidden for long. Tessa might feel betrayed if the conversations between Daniel and Mariah are discovered, and Sharon might feel the same way because Mariah is Tessa's daughter. This ties the younger characters back to Sharon's storyline, ensuring that her family unit faces challenges on multiple fronts. The larger context: why Sharon's insecurity matters. All of these plots, the Emma-level Heather storyline, the upcoming Noah mystery, Kane's AI machinations, Daniel and Mariah's betrayal demonstrate one key point: Sharon Newman remains one of the most central characters on The Young and the Restless. Without her, these intersecting plots would lose coherence. Therefore, her concerns regarding job security are not based on logic but rather on the reality of the entertainment industry. Actors, especially those on soaps, are trained to expect the unexpected. Scripts change, budgets tighten, and producers make choices that don't always align with fans' wishes. But if the past 30 years prove anything, it's that Sharon Case has carved out an irreplaceable place on this show. Her fans are devoted. Her performances are recognized by industry peers. And the writers continue to hand her some of the most challenging material. In many ways, Sharon Case is the living embodiment of The Young and the Restless, enduring, evolving, sometimes doubting herself, but always pushing forward with grace and strength.